What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Now, I'm gonna go through a quick rundown on Monday Night Raw. Because there are some things on the show that we need to talk about. I'm gonna cut through the crap first, and then we'll go over the big thing that happened. The first match that took place was Constable Baron Corbin took on Finn Balor. Now Constable Corbin got the win here. Constable Corbin got the win here with the end of days. Alicia Fox took on Natalya, and Alicia Fox's return match, Alicia Fox gets the victory, which is a bit of a surprise. Mickie James wasn't in tonight. Apparently she had the night off. So Alexa took Alexa was in the corner of Alicia Fox. Ronda Rousey made her return, and after the match she got a post beatdown by Alicia Fox. And what does WWE finally does something with Ronda Rousey. They have Ronda Rousey compete in her first match next week. She's going to be making her Raw debut next week. It took WWE 7 months. It took WWE literally 7 months just to get this woman on television to wrestle on Monday Night Raw. 7 months! That tells you how well she's really pulling through with that full-time contract she was given. Nice job. Nice job. 7 months. Took you 7 months. Now, from now on, every week, Ronda competes. From now on. Bobby Lashley and Elias. So this is what Bobby Lashley is reduced to. Bobby Lashley, he was used. He got used, ladies and gentlemen. I don't care if you people like Bobby Lashley or if you hate Bobby Lashley, but there is no denying that WWE took advantage of Bobby Lashley and they used him. Clearly, they used him. There is nothing else to... There's nothing left for me to say. They took advantage of him and they used him. Now he's going to be in a feud with Elias. This was the best that they could do for Bobby Lashley for SummerSlam. We'll just give him Elias. What a damn shame. What a damn shame. Braun Strowman and Jinder Mahal had a match. This ended in a countout due to Kevin Owens on the outside running away with Braun Strowman's Money in the Bank contract Braun chased him, and this ultimately got Braun counted out. So Jinder Mahal gets a win. He gets a win by countout. All I gotta say is, for the next one, it was fun while it lasted. Apollo Crews versus Author of Pain, Akon. And Apollo Crews gets the win. Yep, I didn't stutter my words. That's exactly what happened. Apollo Crews gets the win over Author of Pain, Akon. I don't know what it is with WWE. I don't know. Now I know it's a one-on-one match. Now I know it's just a singles match. It's a one-on-one match. That really shouldn't mean anything. No, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's singles or if it's one-on-one. The Authors of Pain should not be losing, period. They should not be losing. No matter what it is. Now, it doesn't matter if it's one-on-one. The Authors of Pain should not be in a position to where they are losing. I'm sorry, but this is just ridiculous. Seth Rollins versus Drew McIntyre. This ended in a no disqualification. Seth Rollins was about to get the win, but Drew McIntyre, what's his name? Dolph Ziggler interfered, and that caused the disqualification. The B team, as I call them, the boring team. The boring team came out, and they were talking about, how they're talking about dreams. But we all know what their dream is, to be a great tag team. Sure, they've got potential to be a great team, but it's not good enough if you ask me. Woken Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt, they're still chasing the titles after losing them. And then the Revival came out and they made the challenge for the tag team titles, but this ultimately led a match between Woken, Matt Hardy, and Bray Wyatt, and the Revival. And the Revival got the victory, which I hope is a sign of things to come. Because if any tag team should be the team to put an end to this dreadful title reign of the B team, it's the Revival. It is the Revival. Sasha Banks and Bayley took on the Jobber Squad, aka Riot Squads, Liv Morgan and Sarah Logan. You know, what are they even doing with this stuff with Sasha and Bayley? That's the other thing that's really annoying me. I really don't even know what they're doing with it anymore. But all I know is that Sasha and Bayley got the win here with a bank statement backbreaker into a Bayley to belly. Do you know how it would have looked even better? You know, I like the idea of what they did, but do you want to know what could have made it better? Is that if they had Sasha Banks actually stand behind and then do the backstabber, then lift Liv Morgan over, then she flips forward, and then the Bayley to belly. I think the way they did it was just way too, you know, So yeah, that's just a little nitpick there. I think they could have. I think the finishing move could have been a little better, but whatever. Anyway, the last thing that happened was pretty much the entire centerpiece of the entire show. Brock Lesnar. He was at the show. So the entire centerpiece of the show, like I said, was about Brock Lesnar. He was at the show. He was meant to confront Roman Reigns, but he did not come out of his locker room. He didn't come out of his locker room. Paul Heyman was telling Brock that he needs to come out, and Brock was just sitting there reading books or magazines. He was just sitting there, not caring. You know, he didn't hear what Roman Reigns said about Brock Lesnar. Paul Heyman tried to talk to Brock, but Brock, you know, destroyed his phone. And then Kurt Angle started threatening his job. So then Kurt Angle starts threatening Paul Heyman. He says to Paul Heyman, he says, if Brock Lesnar does not come out, you'll be terminated of your contract. So Paul Heyman's like, you can't be serious. And then Kurt Angle says, I am serious. So Paul Heyman again tries to convince Brock to so Paul Heyman continues to talk to Brock, and Brock doesn't listen. Brock, again, doesn't listen. He starts telling Paul Heyman, I don't care about the fans, I don't care about Roman Reigns. And then Paul Heyman starts saying, Brock, that we're friends, you need to... I won't have a job if you don't come out. And Paul Heyman says that... Brock Lesnar says that... So, but Brock doesn't care. He says, Paul Heyman, you're not my friend. You go ahead and do your business. So, at the closing segments of the show... Actually, before I get to the closing segment, I want you guys to understand something here. I was at university when this entire thing was going on. I was at university. I couldn't watch Raw. I just started, watching clips of it, before I came on and done this review. And when I heard the stuff that Brock Lesnar wasn't coming out, as I was heading back to class, because I was on my lunch, I was like finishing up either it was my early break or lunch break. I think it was my lunch break. I said these following words, and I said this coming out of my mouth as I was walking back to my class. I said, what's the bet? What's the bet? Brock doesn't come out throughout the entire show. Paul Heyman tries his best to get him to come out, but at the closing moments of the show, the closing segment where Kurt Angle is going to fire him is when he'll come out. Can someone just give me a pen and paper and let me book Monday Night Raw? Seriously, I predicted this, and this is exactly what happens. At the end of the show, Paul Heyman comes out, Kurt Angle finally grows some balls, and he started saying a champion should be here every week. Brock Lesnar is the worst Universal Champion we have ever had in the history of this business. He should be doing everything. But he should be doing everything what a champion should be doing. So he goes on this big rant on Paul Heyman. And Paul Heyman So then Kurt Angle tells Paul Heyman, you're terminated. And then Paul Heyman just starts begging and begging and begging and pleading for his job. He doesn't want to lose his job. So Kurt Angle tells him, get off. And then eventually Brock Lesnar finally shows up. He finally comes out, but he comes out with a chorus of boos. He was getting booed here in Miami. Now, I'm not gonna. Now, this isn't gonna last long. We all know this. This ain't gonna last long. So, Brock comes out. Like I said, he comes out with all these boos. And this is probably the most we've ever heard Brock speak. And Brock gets in Kurt's face and says, you've got a problem with me? And he goes to Baron Corbin's face and he says, do you got a problem with me? So then Brock Lesnar F5's Kurt Angle. He's about to F5 Corbin, but Corbin wisely left before Brock could do anything. So Brock stands next to Paul Heyman, and then all of a sudden, Brock Lesnar loses his cool. He snaps on Paul Heyman, grabs him by the mouth, and starts strangling him like this. So, and that was basically it. Brock Lesnar, flips out on Heyman, and he walks out with the Universal Championship. And that's pretty much the entire show. Honestly, besides the whole Brock stuff, Raw was kind of meh. Raw was kind of meh, in my opinion. I didn't really find any joy in anything, like the Brock Lesnar stuff was probably the only thing that kept me intrigued, but in the end it was kind of obvious he was going to come out at the very end of the show, like I said, because I predicted when I was at university, when I wasn't even watching the show, that Brock would come out at the very end. So yeah. That's your Monday Night Raw, guys. That's your Monday Night Raw. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hit that thumbs up if you did enjoy this review. Comment your opinions down below. What did you think of Monday Night Raw? Be sure to subscribe if you haven't done so. Click the notification bell as well. And be sure to follow me on Twitter at PValentine95. Thank you all for joining me, and I'll see you all tomorrow with SmackDown Live. Ciao.